coming up. Full Sail Live next. Welcome into the show. Michael Vick with you. Lots to cover on today's edition of Full Sail Live, and we're going to start with Major League Baseball's latest attempt at owners and players coming together on an agreement to kickstart the season. Well, in September of 2016, during the pregame's national anthem, Colin Kaepernick took the knee heard round the world. The anthem protest became the subject of great division among players, owners, fans, the media, really everyone. Fans boycotted, owners hated it, and of course even the president was tweeting about it. Likewise, the PGA also announced no fans for the remaining 4 tourneys this year as the memorial kicked off today. Tiger Woods announced late last week that he'd be all in after taking some time away. It's only fitting. Woods has won Jack Nicklaus's tournament 5 times in his career. But this time around there is no Tiger effect and no gallery cheers. That didn't stop Tiger from shooting a 1 under 71 in his opening round. Here is Tiger on what it felt like out there with no fans. Switching gears to baseball, where it's mostly been in reverse lately, but might we finally be making progress? Yet again, the back and forth continued this week. Thanks for killing some time with us this morning. Michael Vick here in the studio with you. Lots to get into. But first, baseball is back. After months of back and forth, Major League Baseball has imposed a 60-game season, provided the players agree to 2 things. 1, that they report to training camp by July 1st, and 2, that they agree to the health and safety protocols, which apparently is only 120 pages or so of light reading. Provided there are no setbacks and things go as planned, 60 games in 66 days is a lot. Eduardo Perez, you're a former player, now current analyst. As a player, how do you approach all of this?
You know what, the same way.
Welcome into Full Sail Live. I'm Michael Vick alongside my partner, Joseph Cook, who unfortunately can't be here in the studio on account of marriage this weekend. What can you say about the man? He's also married to his work. But Joseph, the same can't be said about baseball. Just days after Rob Manfred said that there was a 100% chance the season would be happening, the league appears now more ready than ever to divorce itself from the idea of having a 2020 season. So much talk has been on Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott, and now we're hearing that apparently there was a last-ditch effort to get something done. According to NFL Network's Jane Slater, there was talk about a contract that would have paid Prescott about $34 million a year with $110 million guaranteed. The 2 sides just ran out of time. All quite interesting when you think about the fact that we've been talking about this for almost 2 years. Sentiment isn't good among Dak's circle, his own brother tweeting this out just after the deadline passed. Too small, can't throw, should just move to wide receiver. Great runner though. That was the NFL scouting report on Lamar Jackson just 2 years ago. A year later, he set the league on fire. Well, we won't soon forget the year of Zion in college basketball. For 6 months, he was the show. Must-see TV, leaving no doubt by the end of his freshman campaign that he would be the top pick in the 2019 NBA draft. Dak is one of 12 players to play on the franchise tag in the upcoming season. That's the most since the franchise tag started in 1993. Certainly could be linked to all the uncertainties surrounding the 2020 season. The NFL and the NFLPA are currently negotiating terms for a return. The sticking pieces are a number of financial clauses to safeguard the players. Welcome into Full Sail Live. I'm Michael Vick with you again. We have all the latest from today's NFL deadline, including some breaking news over the last hour or so. The Tennessee Titans are making sure Derrick Henry keeps his Tennessee address for 4 more years. Only now maybe he'll want to upgrade the real estate. The NFL's rushing champ signing a 4-year, $50 million deal with $25.5 guaranteed. Henry had been placed on the franchise tag after a monster year in which he became the first player in history to rush for more than 180 yards in 3 consecutive games. Even more impressive, he did it in the playoffs. With the NFL's regular season now officially in the rear view, the dust has yet to even settle. In summation, 8 head coaches have been fired, 5 are African American. The latest firing of Arizona head coach Steve Wilks after just 1 season and subsequent hiring of another coach is drawing a lot of ire around the league. It's raising questions about equal opportunities for black coaches in the NFL. And for perspective as to why, longtime sportscaster Dale Hansen highlights a rather thought-provoking narrative. Well, in September of 2016, during the pregame's national anthem, Colin Kaepernick took the knee heard round the world. The anthem protest became the subject of great division among players, owners, fans, the media, really everyone. Fans boycotted, owners hated it, and of course even the president was tweeting about it. But the message was pretty clear. We don't want you doing it.
Wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners, when somebody disrespects our flag, to say, get that son of a bitch off the field right now, out, he's fired?
I do not agree with that. I feel like that is a unifying thing.
No, our policy is that you stand at the anthem, toe on the line.
It's also important for us to honor our flag and our country.
He's receiving heavy boos here.
As for Kaepernick, 1,630 days have passed since he last played an NFL game. No team has been willing to sign him, essentially being blacklisted from the league because of a conversation they weren't ready to have. A conversation where the thought was that the NFL wasn't listening. And then in a matter of months, Ahmaud Arbery happened, Breonna Taylor, and then George Floyd. And it happened in front of the entire world. Now everyone is listening, and the sentiment about why Kaepernick began taking a knee on that fateful 2016 day seems to be more felt than ever. First, we heard from guys like Drew Brees, who seem to have had a change of heart, putting out an apology. Commissioner Roger Goodell put out his video issuing a statement and apology from the league. And Joseph, now we're seeing other big names around the league who also happen to be white coming out in a show of unity and support for this movement as well. We have breaking news here in the Full Sail Live, as just reported by ESPN's Josina Anderson and Adam Schefter. As part of his defense meeting with the appeals committee, Myles Garrett claims that Steelers quarterback Mason Rudolph uttered a racial slur moments before he struck him on the head with the helmet. The subject of transgenders and sports is quickly bubbling to the national surface. The families of 3 Connecticut girls that run high school track have filed a federal discrimination complaint under Title IX. Their complaint is centered around the fact that the state allows transgender athletes to compete in the sport based on the gender they identify with. Selena Soleil and Delana Smith are 2 high school track stars that say having to compete against transgender athletes have cost them top finishes in races and possibly college scholarships. The complaint argues that under Title IX, there should be equal rights in sports for females, and that, quote, allowing boys to compete in girls' sports reverses nearly 50 years of advances for women under this law, end quote.
I don't think any solution can be truly fair that allows a biological male to come in and take away athletic opportunities from young women.
The argument that gender identity lends an unfair advantage in sports is a reoccurring theme and a complex subject to navigate when issues of discrimination are brought into the conversation. A spokesperson for the Connecticut Interscholastic Athletic Conference, which governs high school sports, had no immediate comment on the subject. Well, my time's up here. We'll continue to follow these stories and give you the very latest tomorrow. For Full Sail Live, I'm Michael Vick, and as always, thanks for watching.